by Delta Airlines and by Toyota. A rain delay of about 20-25 minutes or so tonight, but the skies are clearing overhead at Turner Field for the Braves and the San Diego Padres. As we mentioned, the Padres playing pretty good baseball of late. They have won 10 of their last 17 series dating back to June 12th. And the old saying, you can't tell the players without a scorecard, certainly applies to this Padres lineup tonight. Logan Forsythe is their shortstop tonight. Alexi Amarista is at second. Chase Headley having a fantastic year as their third baseman. A lot of power with Carlos Quentin, the cleanup man. Yonder Alonso, part of the big haul from Cincinnati in the Matt Latos deal, is at first base. And Eric Stoltz is the pitcher, and he'll hit ninth.
And they'll be facing left-hander Mike Minor, his 22nd starter on the year, 6-8 with a 4.95 ERA. Been pitching very well of late, and as I mentioned in the open, a solid outing his last time in Philadelphia. 7 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs. Got bit by the home run ball again a little bit, but overall a very solid outing, and just got outpitched a little bit.
And all the runs were in the first inning, Tommy, so that's part of the 4 keys to pitching success tonight for Mike Minor. Is try to get through the first inning unscathed. The first inning blues, hopefully they will stay away. Fastball command has been very good for him through his last 6 or 8 starts, where he's really put up some good numbers. And he's pitched well here at Turner Field. He's 4-2 at home with a 3.92 ERA.
Here's the lineup behind Mike tonight. Prado, Bourne, and Jason Hayward left to right in the outfield. Chipper Jones starting the series at third base. Dan Uglas at second. Giannis at short. Freddie Freeman, red hot, is at first base. And Brian McCann will be the Braves catcher. Brian Runge will have the plate tonight. Marvin Hudson, Jordan Baker, and Ted Barrett join him on the base paths. 71 degrees. A humid night. Rains pass through. It's a perfect night for baseball. And Mike Minor's first pitch is a called strike to Logan Forsythe.
San Diego ought to feel right at home tonight, weather-wise.
And it is officially a 25-minute rain delay tonight. And a little low evens the count.
Brian Runge, good ball and strike umpire, but he's good friends with Tim McClellan. That means you're going to have to wait for a call.
A change from Minor. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Braves happy to be home, but it was an early morning arrival.
To third, bare hand, chipper, and not in time. Forsythe legs it out. And it's an infield single to start the game for Forsythe.
We talk a lot about how great Chipper is at making this play, but one of the things he does consistently is make good throws with it.
Yeah, he does. I'll give him kudos. I say it all the time. I don't know how he makes that play so well, but he does. Unfortunately, that one was a step late. Good pitch, good play, and just a bad result.
So Forsythe's aboard for the Spud Webb of Major League Baseball. Alexi Amarista's all of 5'6", 150 pounds. And he lays down a bunt, and it's a beauty. McCann has to hurry and gets him at first. Sacrifice. Forsythe at second, 1 away.
And that's the way we'll see them play this whole 4-game series. They are offensively challenged. Last in the league in batting average as a team at .237.
Pick him up.
And they have a home run deficiency too, big time in terms of their opponents getting out homered. I think it was 30 or 40 home runs.
And they've really struggled with runners in scoring position as a club. But not this guy. Chase Headley, just named the National League Player of the Week for the Padres. hitting .275 with 18 homers and 71 driven in.
You got to look at Bud Black in the dugout, the manager for the Padres. Successful left-handed pitcher in his own right. He told me before the ball game that he was going to throw batting practice today, and he had to be Mike Minor. I said, "Can you throw 93?" And he goes, "No, but 63."
Can look like 93 if you get up close enough.
1 ball 1 strike, and that caught the inside corner. This guy's a good player. A lot of folks thought he might have been traded at the trading deadline by San Diego as they're trying to rebuild their franchise. Looks like he's going to be a cornerstone for them. Former number 2 pick out of Tennessee, Knoxville. And a bouncing ball to the mound. Minor leaps and takes the sure out at first. He was tempted, wasn't he, Tommy?
Yeah, I'm glad he changed his mind. He had the easy out over there at first base. Take it and then go ahead and get after this guy. He did a nice job. He high bouncer. He regathered himself so he didn't jump too soon, and then took a look at second and wisely decided to take the easy out.
Yeah, he did a good job of waiting to jump.
And now Carlos Quentin's the batter. This guy's got serious thump. 12 homers, though, 31 knocked in, a .261 average.
There was a lot of talk near the trade deadline about Headley and Quentin, and that got put to rest a little bit early, actually, when they signed Quentin to a contract extension.
Two pretty good guys to anchor the middle of your lineup and build around.
In fact, San Diego has extended Quentin's contract. They wrapped him up, I believe, with a 3-year, $27 million extension. And that came before the O'Malley family concluded their negotiations to purchase this Padres ball club.
Yeah, there's a lot of excitement in San Diego about the sale of the team. Mr. Moores did a good job with the organization, built it up, got them to the postseason, but things have been a little rough in the last 2 or 3 years. And certainly baseball and the O'Malleys, that kind of goes hand in hand. And if they are able to conclude that deal, it'll be good for the city.
Nice stop by McCann. 3 balls and a strike. Minor pitching carefully to cleanup man Carlos Quentin. Fly ball left field. Will it hang up? Sliding grab, and the catch is made out there by Martin Prado. Quentin was robbed by Martin, and the Braves shut down San Diego in the top of the first inning. Saves a San Diego run in the top of the first. Now we'll see if the Braves bats can take over and give Mike Minor an early lead tonight. Bourne, Prado, and Hayward 1, 2, and 3. Chipper Jones said he's good to go for the series opener. He's the cleanup man, with Freddie Freeman and Dan Uggla starting to heat up as well in this Atlanta attack. And they will face left-hander Eric Stultz for the Padres.
See his numbers there. Been in 9 games, 5 starts, 2-2 with a 2.7 ERA. He's had 4 appearances out of the bullpen since coming off the DL. Made his first start his last time out against Chicago, and as I mentioned, pitched well, 5 1/3 scoreless innings.
Michael Bourne's coming off a good road trip. He was 9 for 24 against the Phillies and Mets. Looking for hit number 140 here in the first inning. And ground ball toward first. Yonder Alonso makes the play. And Michael Bourne is the first out.
And the keys for Eric Stultz, who's 32 years old, 6 feet 225. He's not an overpowering guy. He's got to be in and out, up and down, move around his 89 to 90 fastball, change up, and a slider. And he may have found a home. He's originally signed with the Dodgers, and he was up and down with them for several different years, and then went to Japan in 2010. Played in Colorado and mostly in AAA last year with the Rockies organization. Was with the White Sox earlier this year, and the Padres signed him on a waivers deal, claimed him on waivers. So he's pitched well here and hopefully found a home.
In fact, in our last 2 homestands, Joe, we've seen 2 pitchers waived by the White Sox pitching against the Braves. Lucas Harrell, the kid for Houston, and now Eric Stultz for San Diego.
Boy, if this guy's as good as Harrell, then he's got something working.
Jason Hayward's our Delta Airlines on-deck batter. He's had great luck against the Padres. And he watches as Prado awaits an 0-2 pitch.
Stultz actually one of those guys that got to the big leagues and was never drafted. He was signed by the Dodgers as a free agent out of Bethel College. Makes his home now in Argos, Indiana.
Off-speed pitch gets Martin Prado, and quickly 2 are out in the Braves' first.
Backdoor curveball maybe, or changeup. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But back to your point, Joe, yeah, you'd think that, no disrespect to the Padres pitching coach, but you'd think being around Bud Black and a fellow left-hander that probably a thing or two Bud could help him out with, I would imagine.
Big slow breaking ball in for a called strike for Jason.
Braves have seen Stultz before, so this is not the first time. 5 different games he's pitched against them. Only one of them was a start. 0-2 with a 4.11 ERA. One of those home runs allowed came to Jason.
He has chewed up left-handers all year long.
Yes, he has. Sure has. Lefty's only 5 for 35 against him.
Got Bourne on a ground ball, struck out Prado. Now a 2-2 pitch to Jason, and he strikes him out in the Atlanta first inning. Stultz off to a good start. So is Mike Minor. Plenty of left-handed compliments early as we're scoreless at Turner Field.
The second inning, where earlier today manager Fredi Gonzalez announced that the Braves will go to a 6-man rotation. The reason, to keep everyone healthy. The unintended consequence, competition. Tommy Hanson says that's a good thing.
I mean, everyone's throwing the ball really well, and hopefully I could go out and match the way these other guys have been throwing. So I feel like competition is gonna push us, and hopefully you know, we all keep throwing well, and I jump back in the rotation and start pitching, you know, just as good as these guys.
So Tommy Hanson will move into the rotation Friday night as he gets another start. Then by the end of the month, they'll have to whittle it down back to 5, moving somebody to the bullpen. A very intended consequence, guys. Once the Braves go to take on the Washington Nationals, division-leading Nationals will have 3 aces ready to go. Hudson, Mahalam, and Medlin for that 3-game series against the Nats. Chip?
Thank you, Tom. Chris Denorfia will reach second base on a hot shot off Chipper's glove at third base. And the Padres back in business, this time at the start of the second inning. So that was the big story today, fellas. Fredi Gonzalez announcing that the Braves are going to add Tommy Hanson to the 5 men that currently comprise this Braves starting rotation for the next 2 weeks.
Well, there's a couple of ways to look at that. You know, my gut instinct initially is not a big fan, but look, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what issues are going on down there, and if you're trying to keep 5 guys healthy, then that's certainly a part of the equation for those guys down there. Probably the biggest part of it is how well Chris Medlin has pitched, and they want to keep him in the rotation. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see how it all shakes out, but if it gives everybody an opportunity to get a little bit more rest and they're stronger down the stretch, then if that's what they're shooting for, then I hope it works.
That's Yonder Alonso, and he'll ground the ball to second. Denorfia to third base with 1 out. When the Braves do activate Tommy Hanson, the other consequence of this 6-man rotation decision will be, Joe, the Braves will either be 1 man short on their bench or 1 man short in their bullpen.
And that's for 2 weeks worth. So Fredi said they will make that decision Friday. There are a lot of options are still kind of kicking around and haven't decided which way they're going to go. But I'm for anything that keeps Chris Medlin in the rotation. I don't really have an opinion on the 6-man rotation because, quite frankly, I've never been around one. I haven't seen how it might work. But Chris Medlin right now is pitching as good or better than anyone else in the rotation. And if he's the guy that you would say is the likely candidate to go to the bullpen, then I don't know how you could do that.
Yeah, the other part of the equation was Fredi Gonzalez has not in any way, shape, or form decided how he's going to comprise his roster when Tommy Hanson's activated on Friday. In fact, Fredi told us before the game it might change in the second inning tonight. If someone goes down or some sort of injury happens.
Now, there's always that scenario you have to deal with, but you know, I mean, it just look, it shows you how valuable Chris Medlin is in terms of what he does in the bullpen and what a tremendous job he does in the rotation. And it'd just be hard pressed to take him out right now. I mean, look, if the playoffs are starting tomorrow, he's one of my 3 guys for sure.
Yep.
So, you know, and again, that could change all in 2 weeks or a month.
3-0 to Maben. After Denorfia doubled to start the inning, Yonder Alonso moved him to third on a ground ball. And you've got slumping catcher Nick Hundley in the on-deck circle. Fly ball left field. Martin charges, catches, fires toward the plate, and no chance to get Denorfia. Cameron Maben delivers a sacrifice fly for his 33rd RBI, and the Padres have scored first. It's 1-0.
And another example of the way they will play this weekend this week in an attempt to score more runs, and that's why they've been a little more successful lately. Playing better fundamental baseball, and they did some ABC baseball there.
Third sac fly for Maben. And San Diego jumps in front. Here's Nick Hundley. I don't know if Mike was maybe hoping Maben would either get himself out or take a walk, because Hundley's not hitting well for the Padres, only 163. Doesn't run well, coming off a hamstring problem and just back up from a minor league rehab. Ground ball to short. Giannis will make the peg to first, and that will retire the side. A leadoff double turns to the game's first run for San Diego. It's a 1-0 ball game. Ford, by the Home Depot, and by AT&T. Joe, Tom, and Chip from Turner Field. We're in the second inning of Game 1 with San Diego. Chipper Jones, Freddie Freeman, and Dan Uggla are coming up for the Braves. Beautiful baseball night. 25-minute rain delay at the start of tonight's game, as we finally get a look at the San Diego Padres, the last team that we were scheduled to see this year. Kind of odd.
Yeah, and the fact that you don't see them in spring training, so it's been a while.
They gave the Braves trouble last year. In fact, San Diego won 5 of the 9 games played between these two teams last season. So let's see if Atlanta can change its fortunes beginning tonight. Ball 1 to Chipper Jones.
Yeah, if you recall, we had the good fortune of making 2 trips to San Diego last year, but that was about as good a fortune as there was, just the trip there, not the results.
And they made us pay for it this year with 4 trips to New York.
That's not a good trade.
No, it's not. Two balls and a strike to Chipper, who's 5 hits away from 2,700.
I'm glad to see him see a few pitches this at bat. There was a string of at bats in New York where he was just first pitch swing and a ground ball or a fly ball, and the at bat was over.
In the air to center, Cameron Maben's going back, and in the heavy air he'll catch that. 1 away in the second inning. Freddie Freeman's the hitter, and he is hotter than the Georgia asphalt, and is our SunTrust solid performance.
42 games worth, 34 RBIs in there. Had a good road trip. Hit a couple of homers in New York that were blasts.
Boy, the one he hit over the apple. My, oh my.
First pitch swing. Maben diving try. Did he catch that? Yes, he did. What a play. Leathered larceny for the Padres center fielder Cameron Maben.
He's a good one. Long leg, long strides out of North Carolina. And he can go get him, and robs Freddie of an extra base hit.
That's a nice play right there.
Was he part of the Miguel Cabrera deal? Came from Detroit to the Marlins.
Not sure.
Can't remember if he was that man or not. Check that for you. Here's Dan Uggla. He was back in 2007. So he's a man that Freddie Gonzalez knows very well. He managed him with the then Florida Marlins. Dan Uggla pops a 1-0 pitch up to short. Logan Forsythe staggers a bit but makes the play. And the Braves are out in order again in the second. 1-0. Padres an early lead. Outdoors by Georgia Power, by Ram Trucks, and by Blimpie. 1-0. San Diego has an early lead. Eric Stoltz, the Padres pitcher, will start things off. Then Logan Forsythe and Alexi Amarista. Ball, 1 strike. Attaboy, Mike. Couple of good fastballs back to back. Takes care of Eric Stoltz for the first out. Learn ways to make your home more energy efficient with Georgia Power's online energy checkup. It's free and takes less than 15 minutes to complete. To take the energy checkup, go to georgiapower.com/energy checkup. A strike to Forsythe. Chopped an infield single toward Chipper and beat the play at first. Line drive center. Michael Bourne, another tumbling catch. So far, Joe, the outfielders are putting on a defensive show tonight.
Yeah, that ball hung up a little bit and allowed Michael to get over there. Prado, Bourne for the Braves, and Maben for the Padres. Nice plays.
Yep, ball looked like it hung up a little and knuckled a little and sliced a little, but not an easy play, but nice play nonetheless by Michael.
Alexi Amarista, formerly a farmhand with the Angels. They acquired him in early May for Frieri. Ernesto Frieri has been a terrific pensman, and a close play at first takes care of the speedy San Diego second baseman. Mike Minor has a perfect third, trails by a run. Box for the Braves to start the third inning. Our AT&T Uverse trivia question: name the only pitcher to win 100 games for the Padres. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? Wow. Only one man's won 100 games for this team.
Randy Jones comes to mind right away. He won a Cy Young Award one year.
Two balls and a strike to Bryan.
Ed Whitson was a pretty valuable free agent out of off the Padres team before he went to the Yankees.
That's down the left field line. That might stay fair, but it missed extra bases by about a foot. Tough break for Bryan. 2-2.
And I thought that was going to have a lot of grass.
Kevin Brown was out there, but I don't think pitched there long enough.
Another lefty too, and I can't think of his name.
Sterling Hitchcock, maybe.
That wasn't who I was thinking about. Bruce
Hurst.
Yep.
Yep.
I don't know if he was there long enough, but
it's really an unfair question. I mean, no sleep. Long road trip, rain delay. We got a lot of things working against us tonight. As Bryant hits one a mile high to right field. Chris Denorfia is back shy of the track and has it for the first out. 7 up, 7 down for Eric Stoltz so far tonight. And get your first limited edition print of the Chipper Jones Commemorative Print Series presented by SunTrust on Friday when the Dodgers are in town. The print highlights Chipper's role on the Braves' 1995 World Championship team. Call 800-745-3000 or visit Braves.com/tickets today. Strike to Paul Janisch. Right off his thumbs and back into the seats. Popped up shallow right center. Denorfia has that. 2 outs, bases empty for Mike Minor, who's 1 for 38 at the plate this year.
Denorfia's been a pretty good player. When he broke in with Cincinnati, he had all the talent to be a solid major league player, but injuries have really shortened his career a bit. Missed a lot of time last year with a bad hamstring with the Padres.
Yeah, just always had that scrappy label about him. You knew he was the kind of guy who's going to go out there and give you everything he had and try to find a way to get things done.
One ball, one strike. Chris apparently has a pretty good sense of humor too. While in Cincinnati, he was asked, what does he do well besides play baseball? He said, I'm really good at taking naps. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Stoltz speared that, and he is perfect through 3 innings tonight. On we go to the 4th inning. 1-0 Padres. By Jameson Inn, by the Georgia Lottery, and by McDonald's. 4th inning already in Atlanta. Game 1 of our series between the Braves and the Padres. Chris Denorfia is the only man to touch the plate. He doubled leading off the second and scored on a Cameron Maben sacrifice fly. And a bit of deja vu for Mike Minor. Shut out by Cole Hamels last time out, trailing 1-0 to Eric Stoltz tonight. Fly ball to left. Chase Headley is retired for the first out. And here's our Chevron pitching matchup for game 2.
For the Padres, it'll be the 4th of 4 straight left-handers the Braves will have faced as Clayton Richard takes them out, and Tim Hudson 11-4 out there for Atlanta.
Richard's been throwing the ball well lately too. Threw a shutout his last time out. He's had 12 straight scoreless innings, so he's figuring something out here lately.
They got a bunch of guys with some scoreless streaks working, don't they?
They do, yeah. I think a bunch of guys in their bullpen too. Yeah, they got Gregerson with a 16 in the 3rd innings pitch. Richards with 12. Jason Marquis got 9 straight. He's turned things around since coming here from Minnesota.
And last time out, Jason almost threw a no-hitter as Quentin drives one past Janish and into left center field for a San Diego hit, their 3rd base hit of the game.
He's had a little something on it and just out of the reach of Paul Janish, who has been outstanding at shortstop, and anything he can get to, it's caught. No bobbles and no throwing mistakes either. Padres, on the other hand, have made more errors than anybody in the National League.
Norfia's double was a rocket off Chipper's glove at 3rd base. With that in mind, Chipper's back a step or 2 and near the line. Chris's 2nd at bat of the game. And a bouncing ball deep short. Janish slips as he fires to second and gets the force of Carlos Quentin. And let's see if Janish is all right.
You asked one day, Chip, about what that drying agent does when it's put on the field. You know, what kind of surface it becomes, and it is loose because it doesn't really dig. You don't really roll it into the infield dirt, so it's kind of loose on top. And as you saw right there, sometimes your foot, if the spikes don't dig in deep enough, your foot can roll right over the top of that stuff. So there's a little bit out of it right there at that spot in shortstop.
It's a good play to get the force and give Minor a chance to get Yonder Alonso, former #1 pick of the Reds, part of a blockbuster deal for San Diego. They got 4 guys for Matt Latos. And really no place, fellas, obviously, for this man to play with Joey Votto manning first base for the Reds.
And he had a great year last year in AAA for the Reds, and then came to the big leagues and hit .333 and about 80 at bats for the big club.
And a base hit to right. Streaking around second is Denorfia, and he'll stop there with 2 outs. Alonso went to Miami, and his father was born and raised in Cuba and defected in 2005. His dad was a professional player for the Industriales team, which is one of the
best.
They're like the Yankees of Cuba.
Yeah.
So baseball's in that kid's blood, and he's got his first hit of the series in this 4th inning. If I'm not mistaken, Yunel Escobar also played for that team as a youngster. So here's Maben with 2 outs. Wind has shifted. It's blowing straight in now. The runners will move up, or try to. Great jumps, and Maben fouled it straight back.
It was a great jump. They were going to get a double steal, and Denorfia is lucky that he didn't do a face plant right in the dirt because he made a horrible slide.
Bud Black is pacing in the dugout because as a manager, you're wishing he would have just taken that one. Both guys had the base stolen.
And he could see clearly that he had already taken off before Minor broke from his stretch.
See how aggressive San Diego's been on the base paths on our Academy Sports and Outdoor leaderboard. And not surprising, guys. They play in a gigantic ballpark. They don't have a lot of power. They've got to find a way to manufacture as much offense as they can.
Maben had a clear view of all of that was taking place in front of him.
Off Minor's glove, and all hands are safe. Bases are loaded now.
So many times you see the pitcher on a play like that kind of pull their glove back, but in this instance, as fast as Maven is, if Mike had let that ball get by him anyway, he would have beat it out. So it was kind of a do or die play, and just needed about another inch or two on his glove. I think if he had caught it, it still would have been a tough play.
Yeah.
So a chance for Nick Hundley to add to the Padres lead with 2 outs. He's 0 for his last 13 at the plate.
Good job to get ahead. Now the guy that's been struggling all year and 0 for his last 13. Hopefully he can get him to expand his zone with the bases loaded.
Again, the Padres only a .223 team with runners in scoring position this year. Mike way ahead, no balls, 2 strikes.
You talked about trying to get him to expand his zone. That pitch off the plate, but it's a good pitch. 0-2 sets up a number of things. He could go right back in that same area with a changeup, or he could open up the inside corner for that 2-strike fastball, see if he can lock him up.
And they went away, and Hundley fouled it back.
Well, he missed with the 0-2 pitch. That pitch there was a little bit more up than he wanted. He got a good look at it. So if you're going to go back out there again, you better make sure it's below the strike zone. If not, again, maybe after 2 shots on the outside corner, you take a shot at locking him up with a fastball inside.
Strike him out. He stayed away from Hundley and has his second whiff of the ball game. San Diego leaves the bases loaded in the 4th inning. Top of the Braves order coming up, down 1-0. The fourth inning here at Turner Field, where all season long Braves baseball on Sports South is being presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. The right stuff, the low price every day. Mike Minor, a nice job to get out of a bases loaded jam in the top of this inning. And now let's see if Atlanta can wreck the perfect night of Eric Stoltz. He's retired the first 9 hitters he's seen in order.
Well, it's kind of been his MO. If you look at his numbers over his splits over his starts, he's over the first 4 innings of his starts, he's got an 0.75 ERA, and over the last 4 innings and on, he's got a 6.9 ERA. So that second, third time through the lineup's been giving him some problems, and hopefully that'll be the case again here tonight.
There's a strike. 1-1 to Michael Bourne, who rolled out to first in the first. Mentioned earlier, the Braves start play tonight 4.5 games behind Washington. The Nationals open up a big series in San Francisco tonight. Gio Gonzalez versus Ryan Vogelsong in game 1 at AT&T Park. That game starts at 10:15 Eastern time.
Sorry, that'll be a good matchup there.
Be some bragging rights on the line. 2 first place clubs.
Washington had their long winning streak snapped by Arizona yesterday. Braves tried to take advantage in the 9th inning late last night, but fell a run shy to the Mets.
Yeah, and in the process snapped their string of 46 straight wins when they score 5 runs or more.
That's one of those stats over the course of a season that pops up and you just can't believe it. The last year, the lack of sacrifice flies that the Braves had, that's another real oddity. Bourne is down on strikes. 3rd strikeout for Stoltz. He's retired 10 straight.
This guy's pitching a little bit like Paul Mahalam. He's changing speeds. He's got a real good curveball tonight. His fastball's been around 88 when he wanted to throw a 4-seamer and try to get it by somebody.
He's had nice separation on like I talk about so often, top end to low end, but 88 high and a 69-mile-an-hour breaking ball. He mixes in that little slider or cutter that he threw right there to strike out Michael. See, he's got some good tools to work with.
In the air to right, and Denorfia is there. The Braves are excited to bring legendary Southern Rockers Leonard Skinner to Turner Field for a free post-game concert after the Saturday, September 1st game against the Philadelphia Phillies. We invite you to visit Braves.com/tickets. Or call 800-745-3000. Ask for Jim Mishidick. We'll take care of all your ticket needs for Leonard Skinner, the Braves, and the Phillies. Jason Hayward off the glove of Alonso at first, and Jason's aboard with 2 outs. That spoils the perfect game. We'll see if it's a hit or something else.
It's kind of like Alonso went into a slide there a little prematurely. And as a result, has it go off the webbing of his glove.
Yeah, initially I thought it was one of those ones that hit kind of in that sweet spot of the palm and bounced out, but Yeah, cut it on the end of the web and just didn't quite keep it in there.
Infield hit. And now Chipper Jones bats. He flied to center. So he's 0 for 1 in the game. Boy, this wind is blowing. When you're thinking about a home run, you may have to hit it under radar.
Definitely have to pull it. Unless you hit one like Freeman hit the other night in New York.
Down the third baseline, foul. And now 0-2.
The ninth. I beg your pardon. It was ruled a hit, wasn't it? I was thinking that was an error, but never mind. I was thinking about comparing Alonso's defense to Freddie Freeman's, and that's not even fair.
Line drive into left field for Chipper. Boy, he tomahawked that ball. Funny spin out there in left. Quentin couldn't handle it cleanly, and Hayward reaches third and thought about coming home when Forsythe dropped the relay throw.
Boy, Chipper got on top of this one. That was a shoulder high pitch, and he threw some top hand on it. And Carlos Quentin, never known as a gold glover in the outfield, just kind of overran that one.
I don't know if they were trying to go up the ladder on Chipper there to get him to chase a fastball. But if they were, they better think about going a little bit higher, because like you said, Joe, he got on top of that real well.
And so Mr. 2-out RBI stands in that exact situation in the fourth for the Braves. Freddie Freeman was robbed of a hit by Cameron Maben his first time up. Ground ball up the middle. And the flip to second is in time. And that retires the side. The Braves pick up their first 2 hits, but still trail by a run as we head to the fifth. These kids have a night out tonight as Mike Minor starts the fifth inning with his pitching opponent Eric Stoltz. Only a 1-0 San Diego lead. So far the Braves have mustered just 2 hits. Fly ball center, and that's going to get down in front of Michael Bourne. A blooper for Stoltz earns him his 3rd hit of the year.
Little cutter or slider that just stayed up enough to allow him to throw the bat at it, but he is 3 for 11. So No slouch when he goes up there.
Well, his career numbers are actually pretty good. 224 career. Got a bunch of doubles. Why is that, Chip? Why do you think he's a good hitter?
It's left-handed.
That's it. Thank you, Joe. Don't be sucking up to all the left-handed folks out there on National Left-Handers Day.
It's Lefties Day.
1 ball, no strikes to Logan Forsythe. And that's fouled at the plate. Well, baseball today lost a real ambassador. Those of us who have been fortunate to work at times in the American League and paid a visit to Fenway Park always enjoyed a chance to talk with one of the legends in the Red Sox family. Great Johnny Pesky passed away today as Forsythe gets hit by a pitch. 2 on with nobody out.
Glad he turned away from it. Beginnings of a good inning. You're right, Chip. Our prayers to the Pesky family. What a great guy Johnny has been through the years, and like you said, an ambassador for the game and a great Boston Red Sox.
Here's Amarista with 2 on and nobody out, and he pushes a bunt foul. I didn't realize this until I read his obituary. He was a .307 hitter lifetime. Lost 3 years to military service. He batted second for those Red Sox teams in the 1940s. He hit behind Dom DiMaggio and in front of Ted Williams.
Boy, that's a rocking chair place.
I say it's pretty good protection there.
Yeah, and Ted probably owes him a lot of RBIs for getting runners over.
You bet. No balls and a strike to Amarista.
What was he, 92 years old?
92. Yep.
That's
Wonderful life
for him.
And of course, every time we go to Fenway Park, the right field foul pole is the Pesky pole. He hit a couple around that pole at Boston's home park. But a terrific gentleman who will be missed. Strike 2 to Amarista. He bunts with 2 strikes and lays down a beauty. McCann gets him at first. Second and third, 1 out.
Second sacrifice of the game, and they've both been right out in front of the plate, and they've both been close plays at first. But that's having a lot of confidence in your ability to go ahead and bunt with 2 strikes.
Yeah, the further that ball kept rolling, I was getting worried that Brian and Mike were going to kind of run into each other or have a miscommunication. That was going to end up being a base hit, but Brian stayed with it, made a heck of a play.
And now you face one of the hottest hitters in the league in August, Chase Headley, and he jumps on the first pitch and dumps it into left field for a hit. 1 run will score. Headley's going to head for second. Chipper double clutch, throws him out. There's a break. They score but 1 run on a base hit to left, and then Headley runs into the second out.
Not a bad pitch. He just fought it off and dumped it in there, and then showed off some very poor base running skills.
I think he was trying to catch the Braves asleep, catch Chipper asleep, and almost did, but Chipper caught it in time and made a nice throw.
So the leadoff hit to the pitcher is cashed in by the Padres. They extend their lead to 2-0. And here's Carlos Quentin. was fouled off Brian McCann. All the big numbers that Carlos put up with the White Sox, some fans might forget he didn't begin his career in Chicago. He was originally a Diamondback.
He's a tough out, no doubt about it. But I would bet when you have a team meeting with the Padres, especially the season that Chase Headley's had, you probably get to that point where you say, you know, you can't let this guy beat you. I mean, he's the only one that's really having a all-star type year, which surprises me that they pitched to him. Second, third, one out, base open.
One ball, one strike. It's a big run 90 feet away to prevent from scoring. Forsythe hit by a pitch. Stands at third with Carlos Quentin in the box. And a high fly ball drilled to left. Martin going back, still going back, gets there and makes the play to retire the side. All in all, nice job by Minor to limit the damage to only one fifth-inning run. Time to wake up some sleepy Braves bats. It's 2. Coming games schedule.
As we said before, Clayton Richard, another lefty. It'll be the fourth straight game the Braves have faced a left-handed starter. Paul Mahalam off that shutout start he had against the Mets, back out there against Edinson Volquez, who was also part of that deal for Matt Latos. He came from the Reds. And then a former Brave, Jason Marquis, against Chris Medlin on Thursday. All those games on Sports South, and they're all 6:30 Braves live, 7:10 first pitch.
Let's get some offense working here in the fifth inning. It starts with Dan Uggla, who popped out to short. Dan had 7 hits on the road trip. Really one of the big mysteries this year for Dan has been left-handed pitching. Dan's hitting .218 against southpaws with 40 strikeouts and 125 at bats.
Yeah, one of the big reasons the Braves initially got him was give him some more balance against left-handed pitchers.
In the air to left center field. Maben's going back, but he's going to have room. The wind's not howling in. That's in the seats. But no such luck for Dan here in the fifth. One up, one down. Hope you'll make your plans to join us this weekend for the Delta Civil Rights Weekend at Turner Field. Events include the Beacon Awards Luncheon presented by Belkin, supported by Kia, Saturday afternoon, and then the Delta Civil Rights game that night. Visit Braves.com/civil rights or call 800-745-3000 for tickets.
I was just looking at the scores of the 6-game winning streak the Padres had. 3 of them were shutouts. One was a combined shutout by Stoltz in the bullpen. Clayton Richard, who pitches tomorrow night, was involved in the other, and then Jason Marquis the other.
Again to center. And again, Maben makes the catch.
Braves have thrown 6 shutouts this year. The Padres, as a team, have thrown 9. So while we've talked about their lack of hitting, their pitching has been okay.
Question I guess everybody will have is, how will their bullpen fare without Houston Street, who was put on the disabled list with a calf problem? That was only a couple of days ago.
Well, they're also missing Eric Cashner, who is the hard-throwing right-hander they got from the Cubs. He's on the DL, but I guess he's close to coming back. He's doing some rehab work.
1 ball, no strikes to Giannis. And Paul lines to Headley at third. And it's 3 up, 3 down for Eric Stoltz. He enjoys a 2-0 lead. Notice there's a change on the Braves line score. Official score, Jack Wilkinson changed a couple of plays in that 4th inning for Atlanta. Jason Hayward's hit was ruled an error now. And then on Chipper Jones' base hit, they also charged Carlos Quentin with an error, allowing Jason Hayward to reach third base. So the Braves have 1 hit. The Padres have 2 errors, but more importantly lead the game 2-0 now in the 6th. Denorfia has reached twice tonight and has scored a run. He's done a good job this year against lefties. That's why he's in there tonight against Mike Minor.
Well, we need to get a 1-2-3 inning here and get the offense back out there, back up against Stoltz. He's had an easy time of it tonight.
Gretchen Katie, our fine statistician, Says the Braves have not scored a run in support of Mike Minor in his last 20 innings, including 5 tonight.
Well, that's something you certainly know that you're going through it, but you don't want to start pitching to it. I mean, you do a little bit at this stage of the game where obviously you're going to gamble if another run is out there, but you don't want to start thinking that way.
That caught a corner. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Denorfia, then Alonso, then Maben. And a line drive right center. Michael Bourne's not going to get that. That'll rattle the fence. Denorfia's got 2. Big turnaround second. He's going to try for third, and he'll make it without a throw. A leadoff triple for Chris Denorfia.
And he got on top of one. Tomahawked it. We were talking about him earlier. He does a lot of good things. Has a lot of talent. One of them's running.
Kind of wish he'd concentrated more on napping tonight. 2 of San Diego's 8 hits, both of them extra base hits. And he's 90 feet away with nobody out and Alonso up. No balls and a strike. Braves bullpen starts to work. It's Corey Guerin. Giannis can't get it. It's up the middle for a hit. 3-0 San Diego. A 2-hit game for Alonso. Boy, that ball was scalded.
Yeah, this is not Mike Minor's night. He's had a good run of 5 or 6 starts where he has not had a lot of base runners. But tonight you can see another pitch up, and it gets hammered back through the middle. 9 hits in 5+ innings. And they've had base runners in scoring position in 5 of the 6 innings.
Well, no question he's been up. Trying to make an adjustment, get the ball down, keep this inning in check, and see if you can get your offense going to work. Still a game that certainly is within reach. You don't want to let it get out of hand.
Cameron Maben, a sac fly, RBI in the second, and an infield hit in the 4th.
He has 2 strikeouts tonight. One was the pitcher in the 3rd inning, and then he got Hundley with the bases loaded. He got ahead of him with some nice pitches, then got him to chase a fastball away. But he hasn't had a lot of swings and misses tonight.
Tonight's one of those nights where he's had decent stuff. It just hasn't had the location that he's had his last 5 or 6 times out, and been a little bit more of a struggle for him because of it.
Two and 2. .78 pitches for Mike. Twice as many strikes as balls so far. But down 3-0.
Sorry, too many good strikes though tonight.
Brian McCann out for a chat as the at bat with Cameron Maben continues. Big question for Maben. Can he cut down on his strikeouts and use his speed? He struck out 125 times last year in 137 games for the Padres. This year, Maben's had 357 at bats and struck out 83 times. So he's about the same pace, isn't he?
Seems like a guy with a lot of tools, just can't seem to quite get where I think people project that he could be.
High fly ball left center. Bourne going back. The wind pushes that back towards center field. And Michael gets there. And that's the first out. Alonso back to first. Now you're ground ball away from getting out of the inning.
I put Maben in that same bracket with Jordan Schaefer and maybe even the kid in Cincinnati, Drew Stubbs. Drew Stubbs has some bona fide power, and maybe he's not a leadoff hitter, but for guys who can run like they can, that I've been unwilling, at least to this point in their career, to make adjustments and utilize their speed and cut down on their swing a little bit. You get what you get. You get strikeouts, you get fly balls to the warning track, and not enough contact.
Maben's already on his third big league organization. He's just 25. That's the other part of it.
He's got the ability to steal 50 bases a year, but he's not on base enough.
Hundley chased a bad ball. Minor struck him out for the second straight time. Both strikeouts away from Hundley hitting right-handed.
That ball started in the strike zone but took off, and Hundley committed to it, and by the time he went to go get it, well off the plate.
Obviously you'd like Minor to finish off this sixth inning. His spot in the lineup is due first in the bottom of the inning. He's got the pitcher Eric Stoltz. Popped up. Chipper at third base. And he makes the grab, and that retires the side. A triple, a single, then a fly out, strikeout, and pop out sends this game to the home half of the sixth. San Diego's up 3-0.
try to find some offense here in this half inning. Perhaps the Sox will be good enough, guys. You know about the Monday curse that kept them quiet for so long? Well, once again, for the third straight week, they've gone with the high socks. The difference today, they're also going with the short pants. You see, up until today, only a couple of Braves had very short pants to wear at the high socks. A couple of guys like Jason Hayward and Dan Uggla broke them out on occasion. But just today, the clubhouse got a brand new shipment of short pants, so the guys don't have to hike up the pants and then fold them over. And as Tyler Pasternicki comes to the plate, you can see that his have the elastic at the top of the cap. The difference, guys, first 12 Mondays, a run and a half a game and a batting average of 107. The last 2 Mondays, 7 runs a game and a batting average of 333. Maybe now in the bottom of the 6th, that good luck charm takes effect. Chip?
Let's hope so, Tom. Problem tonight isn't low pants or high pants, but too many high flies. The Braves have made 9 flyouts on a windy night tonight, among their first 15. Recorded by Eric Stoltz in this game. Tyler Pasternicki bats for Mike Minor as Atlanta hits in the 6th. Two and one. 9 o'clock here at Atlanta. San Diego with single runs in the 2nd, 5th, and 6th. Braves have 1 hit. And now Tyler way ahead in the count. 3 balls and a strike. First game of a 7-game homestand and our first look at the Padres. Three and two. Tyler's done some good work in a pinch for the Braves. And this time grounds to second. And Amarista makes the play for the first out. Nice comeback for Stoltz, who was way behind, 3 and 1. Stoltz went 5 1/3 last time out when he beat the Cubs. And with this fly ball to left, he'll be an out better than that performance. Bourne's 0 for 3, 2 away.
Well, we've known all season long that the Braves have had on again, off again issues with left-handed pitching. And with Stoltz's numbers against lefties this year and a lineup loaded with lefties, he's getting the better of it tonight. Coming in, left-handers just 5 for 35 against him.
He's done a pretty good job in terms of getting into the game. He's pitched in 6 innings or more in 4 of his 6 starts, so certainly has been to this part of the game, but this is the part of the game that's given him the most trouble, and so far the Braves haven't been able to get anything going.
There's the second hit of the night. Martin Prado's aboard in front of Jason Hayward.
Like something he turned over, maybe a changeup that didn't sink like he wanted it to, and Martin hit it where it was pitched.
Jason struck out and reached on an error in the 4th inning. That 4th inning sequence was originally scored a hit. Grounded to the right side where Alonso at first base ranged 15-20 feet off the bag and had it tick off his glove. That in mind, Amarista, the second baseman's playing Jason to pull off the edge of the outfield grass. And a looping line drives over short and into left field. And Prado had a great look and easily makes it to third without a throw. So the Braves have some 2-out magic working. 1st and 3rd for Chipper.
That was a pretty good pitch.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where you just got to tip your hat to the batter, and Jason stayed with it, got enough of it, and like you said, Chip Martin got a great read on it. Was able to go first to third, so see if Chipper can do a little 2-out damage, keep this inning going.
I don't know if Chipper's hit came on a pitch chin high, but it sure looked like it on replay.
Got the bat up there with some serious top hand on it. That was a fastball, but the pitch before a change up, and I believe the first pitch a change up that missed. Cooper must have a plan here, middle of the plate end, something he wants, and maybe off speed.
Took that close call, 3-1 the count.
And Stoltz wanted that bad, a backdoor breaking ball, just missed.
Fly ball center, and Maben's going to track this one down. On a windy night, center field's where fly balls go to die, and Stoltz pitches out of some 6th inning trouble as he strands a pair of Braves base runners. It's time for our McDonald's fan of the game.
She's got stickers all over the place.
She's ready. Love it. And here's our AT&T call to the bullpen. Chad Durbin will take over to start the San Diego 7th, and fellas will have the top of the order.
Here's something on Chad that might be reflective of how well the starting pitching has been, especially on the road trip. But during that 10-game homestand when the Braves played the Phillies, the Marlins, and Houston, he was in 7 of those 10 games. On the road trip, he was in 1 out of the 6. And that was 5 days ago against Philadelphia, so he's well rested.
And that's really a trend for most of the guys at the end of the bullpen for the Braves. A stark contrast to what we saw in 2011. It's really rested arms down there. And Durbin, one of them. This is his 4th pitching appearance. I take that back. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, the 6th appearance for Durbin this month. But 2 of those were for less than an inning. And with that rest by some of the primary members of the relief corps comes incredible collective work for the month of August. This month, the Braves bullpen is 3-0, a 133 earned run average. Only 4 earned runs in 27 innings with 28 strikeouts, 8 walks, and no homers.
Yeah, bullpens. To say they've been on fire is probably an understatement. They've been doing a phenomenal job.
Best ERA in the month of August in the National League.
Sure, it's all due to Eddie and Alan Butts down there in the bullpen.
Pretty much.
Chipper at third. Gets Logan Forsythe for the first out in the 7th inning. Hope you'll join us for the Braves Mother Sunday this Sunday. Get it? While the Dodgers are in town. Tickets start at $20 a piece, and they include a special Mother Son Day t-shirt as well as access to a pregame parade. Visit Braves.com/MotherSon for tickets. Amarista has sacrificed twice. He's also tapped back to the mound.
But he's got a little pop in his bat. He hit a leadoff homer the other night against Pittsburgh. His first time to do that. And he's got 5 on the year.
I'll tell you what, as fast as he is and as well as he laid down those 2 sacrifice punts, I would imagine that's a big part of his game. Always cringe when you see guys like that hit home runs.
2-2. That caught the inside corner, and Durbin has his second out.
Two-seamer coming back.
Two-seamer came back, set up nicely by the pitch away.
And here's the red-hot Chase Headley, the Georgia Lottery hitting the jackpot nominee.
Those are his last 19 games in the month of August. 6 homers and 19 RBIs already.
We're down 3-0. Chad can't let him hit one to Rockridge here.
Where's Rockridge?
I'm guessing it's a long way from here.
Oh, high fly ball right center field. Bourne going back at the track, at the wall, and he has hit one out of here. Chase Headley has made it 4-0. What a month.
I'll say. Oddly enough, that one section of seats out there referred to as Rock Ridge.
That's on Dad's old seating chart.
Nice swing that he put on that.
Well, didn't look like anybody was going to be able to turn that wind around tonight, but he sure put a charge into that one.
Into the wind, too.
Yeah, opposite field into the wind.
Point of contact. Well out in front. That's where it jumped. Got all of that one.
So 4-0. San Diego the lead. They've been involved in a ton of shutouts this year, as Joe mentioned earlier. They're bidding to blank the Braves in the series opener tonight. Giannis at short. And that takes care of Carlos Quentin. Chase Headley hit a long home run into the teeth of a brisk wind and extends the lead to 4-0 as we stretch. To you versus question tonight. If you were thinking Tony Gwynn is the man that's won 100 games while a member of the San Diego Padres, that's not going to be correct. So, fellas, who is the only pitcher with 100 games won as a San Diegan?
I'm going to stay with Randy Jones.
Good call. I'm going to go with Craig Lefferts.
Craig Lefferts. Okay, let's see if you guys are right. High fly ball into right field. Freddie Freeman.
Can I change my guess?
Yes, absolutely.
I had him too.
It's show business. You can do whatever you want. And right at 100.
Late great Eric Chow, who also gave up Pete Rose's record-breaking hit over Ty Cobb.
Well, Eric Stoltz tonight is pitching a gem. 6 1/3 shutout baseball. He's got Dan Uggla up there now. Dan's 0 for 2.
Let me just say that last night, waiting till the 9th inning didn't turn out to be such a good idea against a bad bullpen. This is a way better bullpen than the Mets. So it's a good idea to try to get some on the board now.
But how about the competition on this San Diego pitching staff? All these scoreless streaks that they have working. Stoltz now is up to 12 2/3 without giving up a run. The streak started on August the 2nd. That's another ball in the air. This one to Alonso at first. And he's He's got it for the second out. One and one. Nice catch down the right field line by the ball boy. Left-handed, of course. And a ground ball toward first. And an easy play retires Atlanta in order in the 7th inning. Eric Stoltz has been masterful. He leads 4-zip.
Padres, but it might have been a lot worse were it not for our Home Depot tools from the dugout. And the guys making some good plays in the outfield tonight. First inning, Martin Prado with a nice sliding catch that saved a run. That ended the first inning. How about this play from Michael Bourne? Excellent diving catch. So some good D by the Braves outfielders tonight. Our Home Depot tools from the dugout.
So time for another AT&T call to the bullpen. Chad Durbin works an inning, gives up the home run to Chase Headley. And now it's Corey Guerin's turn to pitch. He's on for the 11th time, and look at the job he's done, fellas.
He's getting some good work too with respect to responsibility, and he's responding. He was in 3 of the 6 games on the road trip. Total of 2 innings, 2 hits, no runs, no walks.
Big swing and a miss by Denorfia, who's had a big night tonight. He's doubled, tripled, scored twice. Has also reached on a force play. Late swing and a bouncing ball, foul at first. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He's been one hit batter tonight, but by my book, no walks for either side. Is that right?
So it's certainly for the Braves side, there's been no walks. I don't recall any. Yeah, none.
And none for Stoltz.
That ball exploded away from Denorfia. And Corey Garrett off to a flying start in the 8th inning. 1 out.
That's a great out pitch, but it's got to be set up with something before that in the at bat, and he did that, making Denorfia aware of a pitch inside. Remember the one he just beat in the ground foul down the first baseline.
Yonder Alonso has a couple of hits and a 6th inning run batted in. I like that pitch with a purpose, Tommy. We were talking between breaks about that on an 0-2 count.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's a couple schools of thought. I mean, sometimes there's so much emphasis on not giving up an 0-2 hit or a 2-strike hit that you throw a pitch in the dirt, you throw a pitch way high or way wide that really serves no purpose whatsoever.
Base hit the other way by Alonso. He's 3 for 4 tonight.
Whereas you throw a pitch with 2 strikes that's, you know, particularly an 0-2 count or even a 1-2 count, sometimes a pitch that, you know, maybe is just off the outside corner or just off the inside corner or a breaking ball that just missed. You know, you serve 2 purposes. Number one, you make that hitter think, wow, that pitch was close. I wonder if he'll come back with that. And then you get them looking in a certain area. And then if you can start a pitch in the same spot and have it finish off the plate, you can get them that way. Or you can go to the other side of the plate and freeze them and catch them looking for the location you just gave them. So, yeah, I mean, theoretically, every pitch should set up the next pitch. It's just sometimes in the process you don't get the chance to get there.
Man aboard for Cameron Maben. And another foul ball off Brian McCann. And an 0-2 pitch coming now.
Brian Runge hustles out there to make sure that Brian gets some time. There's a certain sound that goes with that foul tip, and Brian Runge heard it and made tracks. The difference I've noticed about Corey Guerin this time to the big leagues, and maybe just this year in general compared to last year, is that when he does throw his fastball, that sinker, it's 90 miles an hour. He's throwing it harder.
Popped up. Jason Hayward coming in, calls off Dan Ugler. And that's the 2nd out. We'll wrap up this series with the Padres on Thursday. It's a special night. It's Chipper Jones bobblehead night, and it's presented by Coca-Cola. The first 20,000 fans at Turner Field will have a chance to take home a Chipper Jones bobblehead. Visit Braves.com/tickets or call 800-745-3000. Nick Hundley's 0 for 3. Hundley might be reserving a space for Yasmani Grandal, a former #1 pick by the Reds, who again was traded to San Diego in that Matt Latos deal. Grandal's Supposedly a real gifted hitter and receiver, and he too is injured, coming back and working on a rehab stint. There's an outside chance he may be back at the end of this series for the Padres.
Got a look a second ago at former Brave Keith Lockhart, who's here tonight, and you see the stopwatch, and yes, he is scouting. Works for the Chicago Cubs. There's a lot of professional scouting, mostly minor leagues, but doing some big league scouting now. Welcome back to Turner Field.
And welcome back Corey Guerin as well. He earns, I should say, a couple of 8th inning strikeouts. Runs tonight, and you see the rest of the importance stats in tonight's game on our Blimpie game summary.
Yeah, the most important one though is Eric Stoltz. He has not allowed the Braves anything. They've only had 2 runners in scoring position, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th, and each time it was with 2 outs, and the Braves were unable to get a key hit with 2 outs. So he has not walked a batter and has stifled the Atlanta offense so far.
So here in the Atlanta 8th, it'll be Giannis, then Reed Johnson, and then Michael Bourne. We've talked so much, justifiably so, fellas, about how good the Braves bullpen is at protecting leads when they lead after 7. Joe mentioned a second ago that the Padres pen's a lot better than New York's. Look at what they've done when leading after 7. Fly ball to right. Chris Denorfia will track that down shy of the track. And San Diego this year's 51-65, but they're 40-1 when they lead after 7.
Again, they just like to have more opportunities to lead after 7.
Yeah, they're making the most of them when they get them, but like you say, at least the first part of the season anyway, they haven't been giving themselves an opportunity to get too many of them. They've certainly done a much better job here of late.
Reed Johnson's the pinch hitter and takes ball 1.
Reed got his 14th pinch hit last night. That now leads the major leagues. This is, I mean, this game is so much like Paul Maholm in that when he wants to kind of run that fastball in on him, it's about 88, 89, and it's pretty stiff. To try and just keep him honest inside.
And again, Tommy, I guess it's not a strike, but I guess for a long time it looks like one.
Yeah, and that's the key. You keep your strikes on the corners and down in the zone, and your misses, if you can get them to start on the plate and keep them on the plate for a little while, it gives that hitter the appearance that it's going to be a strike, and they go after it.
This ball bounced toward Headley at third, and Chase makes the play for the second out. Michael Bourne with 2 outs. He's 0 for 3. Slowly to the left side, and the ball dropped by Logan Forsythe. Don't know that he would have gotten Michael if he'd handled it cleanly anyway. Infield hit.
At this stage, you don't care how guys get on, 2 outs or otherwise, just need base runners. He could have come up with that cleanly and would not have thrown him out anyway.
Ball 1 to Martin Prado, who's 1 for 3. The Braves have 4 hits tonight. Prado and Hayward, Chipper Jones, and Michael Bourne just a second ago. Atlanta's left 4 on base. Padres have 11 hits and have stranded 7 men.
And no real danger for Stoltz. I mean, he hasn't been pressed on any one inning except with 2 outs when he had to get some outs. Get an out that inning to get out of it.
Catch down the right field line. That's headed for the corner, and that ball's fair. Bourne around second, on his way to third. He'll get green lighted. He's going to score without a play, and Prado's got a triple. Braves are on the board, 4-1 game.
A little 2-out lightning, an infield hit that turns into a run thanks to this good piece of hitting by Martin. And with that, it'll be the end of the night for Mr. Stoltz.
He threw 101 pitches, and Bud Black applauds his effort. Well, he should. Eric pitched a great game. The Rays and the Braves have touched him for an 8th inning run and look for more with 2 outs. At third base, Eric Stoltz, the San Diego starter, departs after 7 2/3 innings. And now he'll give way to right-hander Luke Gregerson.
He's kind of the quintessential setup guy, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Holds a major league record for holds with 40. And last year had a great ERA of just a little over 2.
How good has Gregerson been? As Tom mentioned, he's another guy with that long scoreless streak. Last time this man gave up a run was on the 4th of July.
Yeah, he's worked scoreless games in 46 out of his 55 outings this year, and then most recently including his last 16. So been doing a real good job for the Padres in this role, getting it to the 8th inning with a lead. I'm sorry, to the 9th inning with a lead.
Well, scouting report on him is his fastball is in the upper 80s and low 90s, but he only throws it about a quarter of the time. Everything else is a slider.
Well, he's got Hayward in the box. He's got Chipper Jones on deck. Too high, 1 ball, no strikes. Gregerson was originally a Cardinal. The Padres got him in a deal that sent Khalil Green to St. Louis. Remember Khalil Green, the shortstop?
One of my favorite players at the time he was with San Diego. And the last I heard, he lived in Simpsonville, South Carolina.
Smart man then, isn't he? 2 balls and a strike.
That's his bread and butter pitch right there. Hard slider. That one was actually up a little bit. I'd see him make a mistake with it again right there.
Yeah, try and throw a little bit better than that one and hang it a little bit.
He wouldn't walk Jason to bring up Chipper, would he?
I don't think he wants to, but
No.
he might.
He struck him out. And Jason frustrated as the Braves strand Martin Prado at third base. Eric Stoltz allows 1 run in his night's work. And we head to the 9th, down 4-1. Braves push across an 8th inning run. Now we'll see if Eric O'Flaherty, after answering the AT&T bullpen call, can retire the side and give the Braves one more chance.
Just 2 games for him on the road trip, and they were both at Philadelphia. He didn't pitch at all in New York, so he is well rested and having another terrific year.
And he'll face Jesus Guzman, who's pinch hitting for Gregerson. 9 pinch hits this year for Jesus. Can play some first base, can play the corner outfield spots. And has hit lefties at a .308 clip for the season. Deep short. Giannis gloves, grabs, and guns him out.
And I mean a belt-high bullet over there, too.
Coming up on Braves Live, presented by AT&T, we'll hear from Braves skipper Freddie Gonzalez. We'll get sound from the locker room, and we'll take a look at all of tonight's highlights. $18,250 the paid attendance tonight, hoping for a 9th inning comeback as Logan Forsythe checks in with 1 out.
One of the tough things for relievers, especially short relievers like Eric, to do is if you get off to a slow start or a bad start, you spend the whole summer, the whole season trying to whittle that thing down slowly but surely, and he's done that. His first 15 appearances, his ERA was 5.14, and since then it's 1.01.
Much more like the ERA that he had last season over a full year. Eric's ERA was 0.98. As Forsythe drops one into center field in front of Bourne. Big turnaround first. And slams on the brakes. In fact, for Eric last year, that ERA ranked as the lowest in baseball history for any pitcher with 75 appearances or more.
It's going to be hard to duplicate that,
right?
But you know what? At least his last 31 appearances, he's pretty darn close.
Yeah, and you're right, Joe. You get off to that kind of start, and you just feel like you are digging your way all year long. And like you say, Eric's done a great job.
Let's see if Amarista can be doubled up. Forsythe at first, 1 out, 9th inning, 4-1 San Diego. Gotta hurry. Giannis to Ugler for 1. Dan the turn. Got him, double play. Good call.
Went away.
Now let's get 4 in the 9th and go home happy.
See what you got working in the bottom.
There we go. 4-1's our score. Good work by Eric O'Flaherty.
Before we get to the bottom half of the inning, let's take a look at tonight's Toyota plays of the game, and they belong to Eric Stoltz, who has really pitched a great game. He's out of the game now, but 7 2/3 innings for the Padres tonight. He gave up only 1 run, and that was last inning on the triple by Martin Prado with 2 out. But he's in line for his 3rd win if Dale Thayer can come in and get the Braves in the 9th. And he just assumed the closer's role after Houston Street had to go on the disabled list. But he's a hard thrower.
And real tough on right-handed hitters. But he's going to see Chipper and Freeman, 2 guys swinging left-handed here in the 9th. Here's Chipper. Boy, this guy's got some long arm action, doesn't he?
95, 96 in the fastball, and a hard slider too. And the ironic thing, I guess, since the Braves just came from New York, is that they signed him as a minor league free agent out of the Mets system. He's also had some big league time with Tampa Bay.
Two balls and a strike. Everett Cabrera's taken over at shortstop on a double switch.
Good job of protecting the outside corner there.
Off-speed breaking ball, and Chipper's down on strikes.
Chipper guarded late on the last pitch and got a piece of it, but that was a good call there to go to the breaking ball, take a little off in relatively the same spot.
Yeah, same area, change of speeds, got Chipper off out in front a little bit.
Freddie Freeman drives the first pitch deep left. Quentin going back, still going back, and at the fence. 2 outs. Well, Thayer certainly has experience closing games in the minor leagues. Had 173 minor league saves before this season. And a .249 earned run average in the minors. Started his pro career in 2003. Was originally drafted or signed by the Padres, I should say, as a non-drafted free agent in 2002. First big league stint, 09 with Tampa Bay, as Joe said. So with Houston Street out for a couple of weeks, at least you're not throwing someone out there who's had no professional experience in the 9th inning.
Yeah, and Street's problem is not arm related, it's a quad muscle.
To third. Headley's got it. Tricky hop. And the San Diego Padres beat the Braves tonight by a final score of 4-1. Bud Black's ball club has been playing very well of late. We told you that in our open, and they played very crisply and win game 1. 4-1 tonight's final from Turner Field. We're back with more after this.